students, welcome you all. Today I am going to start with the first chapter in your PU2 syllabus biology, that is unit 6 reproduction. The chapter is chapter 1 reproduction in organisms, and this is the first lecture. The contents what we are going to cover is mainly about the types of reproduction. So in the lower classes you might have studied that reproduction is mainly of two types. One is asexual reproduction, the other one is sexual reproduction. So by the end of the chapter you are going to study which are these again the types of these sexual and sexual, so in detail about the types of reproduction. Okay, so after this, next you will be studying in the next upcoming chapters in detail about the reproduction in plants as well as in animals, right? So here you are going to get a basic idea in this chapter. This is an introductory chapter of reproduction where you are going to get a basic idea about the reproduction in different kinds of organisms. Okay, so as you told you, reproduction is one of the fundamental characteristics of organisms. Okay, or the reproductive phase can be also called as one of the stages in the life cycle of an organism. So how can we define the life cycle? It can better be called as lifespan of organisms. Okay, so the period from birth to the natural death of an organism represents its lifespan. So this is an important one mark question, students. Remember this. What is lifespan? The period from birth to the natural death of an organism represents its lifespan. Okay, so the lifespan of an organism usually varies. All organisms do not have the same lifespan, and it also varies, and it doesn't depend upon the size of the organism. It is not that the smaller organisms live for few period of time and the larger huge organisms have a longer lifespan. No, that is false. Okay, so different organisms, yeah, here I will give you the lifespan of some few organisms which are mentioned in your NCERT textbook. Remember these. Okay, so for example, if you take butterfly, they live only for around 1 to 2 weeks. Then crow, the lifespan is 15 years. The lifespan of parrot, see here, both are birds almost of the same size, but parrot, though it is smaller than the crows, it lives for 140 years, right? Then crocodile, see, a huge animal, it lives for 60 years. Tortoise, 100 to 150 years. Then rice plant, 3 to 7 months. Elephant can live from 50 to 70 years. Cow 20 to 25 years. Horse 60 years. Okay, so remember these lifespans of organisms, students. It might also appear in your NEET exams. Okay, so now coming to the definition of reproduction. So we can define reproduction as a biological process in which an organism gives rise to young ones or offsprings of its own kind. Right? So as I've mentioned earlier, reproduction is classified mainly into two types. One is asexual reproduction and the other one is sexual reproduction. So in detail, you are going to study about these two types in this chapter. Okay. So firstly, what is asexual reproduction? So when offspring is produced by a single parent, remember, only a single parent with or without the involvement of gamete formation, then the reproduction is said to be asexual type. Then what about sexual reproduction? So when two parents of the opposite sexes, they are involved in the reproductive process and also it involves the fusion of male and female gametes, then it is called as sexual reproduction. So remember these definitions, as well as it might be asked to differentiate between a sexual and sexual mode. Okay, so this is the difference. Asexual means only a single parent is involved. Sexual reproduction involves two parents of the opposite sexes, right? Now, let us see from first asexual reproduction. So, in detail, we'll study one by one, right? So, what is asexual reproduction? What are the characteristic features of this type of reproduction? So, as I told you, it involves only one parent. So, in this parent, a single parent or single individual is involved and it is capable of producing offsprings. So, this asexual mode of reproduction can also be called as uniparental type of reproduction. Okay, uniparental in the sense a single parent is involved, right? Then, as I told you, students, there are no gametes formed, so it is also called as agamogamy. Remember this term, agamogamy or agamogenesis, right? Then, what are the individuals produced or the offsprings produced called as? The offsprings produced are generally termed as clones. So, why do we call them as clones? Do you know what is the meaning of the term clone? Clone means identical, similar, like Xerox copies. Okay, so here, as the individuals, the offsprings are produced from a single parent, there is no chance of any variations to take place. So they have to be, the offsprings have to be identical to the parent individual. So they are both morphologically and genetically similar individuals to their parents as well as to each other. Hence, they are termed as, the offsprings produced are termed as clones. This is also one mark question, students. Remember, what are clones? Clones are the morphologically and genetically similar individuals which are obtained during asexual reproduction. Okay. So where do you find this type of reproduction? You can find them in lower algae, then also the fungi, bryophytes and all these show both sexual as well as sexual. Okay, but you can also find this mode in the smaller forms like the algae, fungi, bryophytes, pteridophytes, right? Then the protozoans like amoeba, euglena, the sponges like cycon, spongilla, okay, even in the cnidarians or the coelentrates like hydra, the flatworms like planaria, annelids like earthworm, then also the echinoderms like starfish, right? So many organisms, they show this asexual mode. So it is the most primitive and a simpler type of reproduction. Okay. So now let me tell you again, the asexual mode can be of different kinds. So those simple organisms, as I told you, they may show different types of asexual reproduction. So what are these types? One is cell division, binary fission, multiple fission, budding, fragmentation, sporulation, and vegetative propagation. So students, these are some of the types of asexual reproduction. Okay, so in detail, one by one, we'll be studying about these different types with examples. So each one of them, for 2 marks or 3 marks, they may ask you what are these different types and also to mention the examples, right? So starting with the first one, what is it? Cell division, right? So what is cell division? So you know what is cell division. A cell, a single cell divides into two. So that is the simple type, right? Simplest form of reproduction. So a single cell, it just divides into two daughter cells. It is the most simplest type. So here you can see the parent cell divides into two daughter cells of approximately the same size. So where do you find this type? In the most primitive forms, like it is most common in the bacteria, that is in the kingdom Monera you can find, that is also you can say in the prokaryotes you can find cell division takes place, and also in some of the protozoans, okay, like amoeba. So a simple type of cell division takes place in these organisms. So here in bacteria, if you see the nucleus, as you all know, they are prokaryotic organisms. So the one of the single cell, that cell itself, it acts as a whole unit, right? They don't have different reproductive structures present. So whole organism functions as a reproductive unit, and it just simply splits into two daughter cells. Then these daughter cells, they further divide and then they give rise to more number of daughter cells. That is, the process continues to take place. Okay, so that is why these unicellular students, children, the single celled organisms, unicellular organisms, we can say that they are immortal in nature. Here if you see the cell division and binary fission, they are almost of the same kind. There is no much difference between the two. I'll tell you what is binary fission further, right? So that is why this is important. You have to remember unicellular organisms are said to be immortal. They don't die. Why? Because here, if you see carefully, you can see that their protoplasm is divided between the two daughter cells. So where did the parent cell go? It is just split into two, right? It is not dead. So unicellular organisms are said to be immortal in nature. Remember this point. Next, coming to the second type, that is binary fission. As the name says, binary, two, fission, split. So the parent cell splits into two daughter cells. So then what is the difference between the cell division and binary fission? So cell division is just it is just a random division taking place. Okay, but binary fission, you can say that generally takes place in eukaryotes, in the protozoans. For example, the nucleus, as it is eukaryotic, it undergoes mitotic division here. Okay, cell division is just one single cell splitting into two, but binary fission is nothing but a mitotic division. You know what is mitosis and meiosis, right? It is a mitotic division where the genetic material is equally distributed between the two daughter cells, right? So example here we can give amoeba, most of the protozoans, as I told you, where binary fission takes place. So the binary fission here in amoeba, you can find it is irregular. It has no one definite plane of division. So the parent cell, initially the nucleus divides and then the cytoplasm divides into two daughter cells, right? So here also you can see the single cell, it is divided into two daughter cells. So we can't say that the parent cell is dead now. The protoplasm of this parent cell is distributed between the two daughter cells. That is why this unicellular organisms are said to be immortal. Another example I can give you in flagellates like Euglena. Here also binary fission takes place, but it has a definite plane, that is longitudinal division. See, the organism splits longitudinally. But in ciliates like Paramecium, a transverse binary fission takes place. See, it cannot divide here longitudinally, transversely at the center, middle, the cell divides. This is transverse binary fission. Then in platyhelminthes, flatworms like Planaria, see here also transverse binary fission is taking place, right? These are the few common examples. Next, coming to the next one, that is multiple fission. So as the name says here, multiple, binary means two, multiple is a single cell divides into many daughter cells. So it is a process in which the parent cell divides into many offsprings of smaller sizes. So this is also exhibited by protozoans like amoeba, plasmodium, monocystis. These are the few examples. So amoeba, you may ask me, we have given it the example for binary fission, right? Yes, in amoeba, binary fission is the most common mode of reproduction. But what happens is, during unfavorable conditions, the cells of amoeba, to come over that unfavorable condition, they form a cyst wall. You know what is cyst wall, right? A resistant thick wall is secreted around them, and this process is called as encystment. Encystment is formation of cyst wall, right? Why? This is during unfavorable conditions to overcome that. So there, so this is the cyst wall, you can see. So to overcome that, that is after overcoming that, during the favorable condition, what they do is, inside the cyst wall only, the amoeba starts to multiply. Okay, so it divides multiple times, producing many number of unicellular organisms, and inside the cyst now, as they are very minute, smaller in size, they are now called as the spores, or you can also call them as amoebulae. Okay, so once there is onset of favorable condition, these spores or the amoebulae, they come out, that is the cyst wall ruptures and they are released out of the cyst wall, right? So this process of formation of spores or amoebulae is called as sporulation. You can see here the cyst wall is formed, and inside the cyst wall itself the nucleus divides multiple times. Then the cytoplasm is also distributed, so many daughter cells are formed. These are called as the spores or amoebulae, and during on the onset of favorable condition, the wall ruptures and all those spores are released out, right? So this two process is significant processes in amoeba, and they are called as encystment and sporulation. Remember these two terms, encystation and sporulation. Encystation is formation of the cyst wall, or also it is termed as encystment. Sporulation is as multiple fission takes place, number of minute spores are produced inside the cyst wall, that is called as sporulation, right? So this is about multiple fission. So the next types of asexual reproduction will continue in the next video. So thank you everyone.